What's up guys, it's Project and welcome to my weapon guides for Monster Hunter World. These guides are aimed specifically at the best combos of a weapon to get the most DPS out of them, but I'll also explain the mechanics and role of a weapon for new players to get a better understanding about the weapon they plan to use. So I'm not going to waste your time by covering every move, as in my opinion such guides aren't needed anymore when we have the training room now and with damage numbers to show what does what. As complex as Monster Hunter is, it can be simplified to just using specific moves to deal the most damage. Most, if not all weapons have a special quirky attack that can deal a lot of damage, and usually speed killers abuse these attack patterns to dish out the most damage. So my guides will act as a step towards that direction. Of course, you can use all the moves the weapons have to offer, and there might be some things I miss or are more useful as utility, but more often than not, the combos I'll show are the attacks you want to use the most. Before I begin, just know I play the PS4 version and have my controls to swap R2 with R1, so whenever I refer to R1, it's R2 if you're using the default scheme, or whatever it is on Xbox. I also did every test naked, no armor or charms equipped, nor buffs used. With just a few days away from the game being officially released, here's another guide to prepare you for your adventure, and it's perhaps my most requested weapon to make a guide for, and it's the Charge Blade. The Charge Blade is a trick-like cutting weapon type similar to Switch Axe and was introduced in Monster Hunter 4. If you played Bloodborne, then it's a similar style of being able to alternate between two vastly different modes, where the moveset changes from its sword and shield mode to its huge axe mode. If the axe mode wasn't impressive enough, then how about explosions on top of that? Since like Switch Axe, Charge Blade features a file system where you gain bonuses to axe mode and explosions depending on file type. Example, the impact file type gives Charge Blade the ability to knock out monsters, since the impact files would deal impact damage. You build up energy by attacking in sword mode, then you can store them in files to use those in axe mode to cause explosions, or you can convert them into energy that surrounds your shield, enhancing blocking potential, damaging monsters who hit your shield, as well as increasing axe damage. Beware that attacking more after you've reached red coloration on the file gauge will cause your blade to overheat, causing your attacks to bounce regardless of sharpness, so always store them as soon as you reach red. Converting 5 files into shield energy will make the shield buff last a real long time, so you basically only want to convert energy into your shield when you have 5 files stored. And converting energy even with the shield already buffed will refresh the timer. New to World is the ability to also charge the sword up with energy like the shield. You can do this by holding down triangle immediately after pressing R1 plus circle while your shield is energized. It applies the file effect to your sword hits, dealing additional hits, as well as making your sword immune to bouncing so your attacks won't be deflected. So with impact file, it then becomes possible to knock out monsters with sword attacks. A monster is knocked out when they take enough impact damage to the head, to which they'll fall to the ground in a daze for about 10 seconds or so, allowing you or your team to land more hits, or sharpen or heal safely. So impact file type is generally the most sought after one for Charge Blade, so keep that in mind when forging. Of course, with a shield you are able to block, which is handy, but what's cool is that during certain attacks or morphs, you'll have a small window to block during certain animations. These are called guard points. The 2 guard points I know of are a guard point after the spinning slash attack, and the most useful and easiest to pull off is the one during the animation when changing from sword to axe by pressing R1 plus triangle. These are handy in saving you from getting hit once, but also can combo straight into Charge Blade's most devastating attack from a guard point or block when you have the shield energized and files available, the Super Amped Elemental Discharge, or commonly referred to as SAED, but for sake of convenience I'll refer to it as Super. You can also automatically go into the Super if you're knocked down while in axe mode, which looks funny since you literally go from 0 to 60.
Combo 1.
Let's not beat around the bush, the super spam is going to be the best game plan you got for DPS. It simply deals too much damage at the small price of costing you 5 files, which can easily be replenished. As mentioned, you can activate it from guard point or getting hit while having axe mode out, but the general way to go into it is this combo you see here when you have the shield charged and 5 files ready. Do keep in mind the super is a very forward attack, so think about positioning before committing to it. If you know you're going to get hit before being able to pull the setup combo off, make use of the second guard point I mentioned, which if you somehow didn't trigger the guard point, you can go into the super from axe mode as well, either after getting hit or simply pressing triangle plus circle. The shield thrust is the only attack in sword mode the super can combo from, which the thrust itself can only combo from another attack, hence the beginning slash before the thrust and then into the super.
Combo 2.
Combo 2 is building file energy to set up everything. The fastest way to do so is charge slash in sword mode, shield thrust, then another charge slash. Don't hold the charge slash too long, otherwise you'll do a weak hit. Release circle as soon as your character flashes red. Alternatively, you can sub out the shield thrust for a spinning slash, which while slower gives a bit more damage and has the potential for a guard point, but I prefer the thrust instead since the spinning slash moves you forward more, which tends to mess up positioning if aiming for the head. Either option will always give you red energy for a full 5 files to store, and from there you can store your files. The second step to this combo is to convert those files into your shield, which can be done exactly like combo 1, but instead of letting the super go, press R1 instead. This will convert the files, boosting the shield, which is needed to use the super at all. Then just repeat the beginning step of this combo to build back 5 files, and then you can go into combo 1 to unleash death. While it all may sound confusing, the setup is actually pretty basic if you break it into steps like I've mentioned, and eventually it will become second nature.
Combo 3.
And the final combo is an alternative to combo 1, featuring the new sword charge as well as the new sliding slash attack, which can be used after any attack in sword mode and can slide in any direction depending on where you're pointing your thumbstick to when you press circle. This is what I recommend doing if you're directly in front of a monster, as the sword charge will deal good damage while the sliding slash repositions you backwards in order to combo into the super better. As with combo 1, you build up to this combo using combo 2, and the full thing will look something like this, minus the second spinning slash, which wasn't necessary. But that is it for the combos. You can clearly see why Charge Blade is consistently getting fast speed kill times, at least in the betas. It's versatile and its super is absolutely devastating, with guard points making it defensively aggressive as well. Aside from the super, its other attacks are really poor in comparison. The only nod I'll give is to the normal amp discharge, which can be done instead of the super by holding down on the left thumbstick, then pressing triangle. This does respectable damage and only consumes 1 file, unlike the super, but the super is obviously better, so I only recommend doing this if the monster is about to move out of your super's way, so you can cancel it sort of and only waste 1 file, or if the monster you're fighting is small or skinny like Kuliyaku, where the super might end up missing a lot of the times. But that is it for the guide. Hopefully it taught you the steps needed to learn and use the Charge Blade effectively faster than ever, so embrace the spam, my hunters, and deliver sweet, beautiful destruction. If I missed anything important in the video, let me know in the comments and I'll make sure to pin it if it's something major. As always, thanks for watching. Make sure to leave a like, comment down below with any questions or how much you're enjoying the weapon thus far. I would love to hear that from you guys. I would also love for you to subscribe if you haven't. Make sure to click that hunter's bell so you don't miss any cool videos from me. As always, I appreciate the support, and remember,
a hunter must hunt.